Yes, thank you. I'm honored to be here today. I am Maz Alexander. And yes, I wear many hats, but ultimately I am a mental well-being coach, a social worker for adults with mental health problems by background. I'm a mother, I'm an author, and I do many other things. I'm a clown, professional clown as well, amongst other things. And I'm just here to share my story with you guys today.
The one word that I hear almost every guest say is autopilot. Like it's really is that, just showing up every day and doing the things that we need to do. But it's it's the absence of executive control, really. It's just going with the flow, and doing the best that you can.
Every friend of the family seemed to be a pervert. So there was some sexual abuse that went on. And yeah, for a good few years, there was just this woman who was paid to look after me. I didn't know her from Adam. And again, the sexual abuse continued because her son, my mother had narcissistic personality disorder. And I'm not saying that because I know people use this word. I've said that before, and people say, don't say that. But it's true. It's no exaggeration. You know, from the outset, I was frequently told that we should have aborted you. We never wanted you. I inadvertently joined a cult. That was about 15 years ago. I joined a cult. I tell you, I didn't know it was a cult. It was masquerading as a Pentecostal church. And that's why I experienced some spiritual abuse or in that industry because they cared. I tell you, I've met a few psychopaths in there, in the top positions. I'm like, what is this? And it was an eye opener. It was a gradual process because, like I said earlier, you can be in the dysfunction and because it's so familiar to you, you assume everyone's like that. You normalize these kind of traumatic experiences. Even my own mother would give this if you're with a man, imagine giving me advice. If you're with a man, it's all right, just marry yourself a rich man, and if he beats you, just take it. So that's when I start to realize, no, something not right with me. It's not, being in this constant state of, the fight, flight, freeze, fawn. Am I doing 10 rounds with Mike Tyson in the ring? I was like, what? I was surprised. And I always felt like I was destined for more, even though I felt like complete rubbish. I thought there's more, there's more. There's got to be more. I was like, what? Did you hear what I just said? Live out my dreams before it's too late. So that's what I did.
There are a lot of cults that masquerade as churches and as places of healing or support, when really it's just a form of control. And I won't take away anybody's personal experience with good religious places. However, a lot of them unfortunately do a lot of damage in in the name of God. There is this misconception that acceptance means condonment, which creates this resistance for people to actually embrace life in its fullness. And once I got to a point of acceptance, I then used that too muchness because it was given to me for a reason. That it allowed me to have a voice, right? Like, you can't step on a line. I mean, you talked about caning in school and like, that sugar cane used to come out with, then you stepped out of line, which then becomes our narrative as we grow up, right? We struggle with advocating for ourselves because it literally been beaten out of us.
We're taught that, your bodies are not your own. Everything. My grandmother was descended from slaves, by the way. She died when she was 108. And I know she had a harsh time. She was in the Caribbean and she was unloved. All of these things they repeat. And I know that everything that I've gone through is what they faced. But the problem that we have is because people keep things, these family secrets that only might come out at Christmas or a funeral when somebody want to cuss somebody and then it comes out like that. No, you cannot do that, and it's not acceptable, whether you want to tell me Bible or not. My thing is, Letitia, that we, not just in the church, society as a whole, we offer empty platitudes to people. Sometimes we don't know what to say to someone in their pain. Better you say nothing at all, because we have this culture of toxic positivity that actually enables a lot of abusers. Honey, he might kill you because he threw you down the stairs last week. Why are you telling people things like this? Why can't strong look like asking for help? You know, why are we? I'm tired of hearing that rhetoric, especially amongst my Caribbean people.
So much of my healing has been rewriting the cultural expectations and the traditions that I learned. I understand that you are my mother, but I want to get to know you as a human, right? Like I'm not a child anymore. I am an adult. I am a grown woman. I want to get to know who you are. What if my granny was able to deal with her trauma? What if it looked different for her? Like we end up in this space, and because we see our mom and our grandma in that space, we often think that that's what's normal. And it's important for us to learn how to rewrite that in a way that gives future generations the opportunity to thrive in a different way.
Please do not suffer in silence. I want you to know that you are worthy despite your circumstances. Because the truth is, if we were all keeping it real, you'd see that none of us really have it all together. And all those shameful stories, if we could share them, we'd all probably say, yeah, me too. That happened to me. So please don't suffer in silence. You weren't, our bodies, our minds were not designed to hold these kind of burdens.
This conversation, it probably cracks something open on purpose, because survival mode isn't just a phase, it's a pattern, an identity, a prison masked as strength. But here's the truth: you're not broken,